Okay, so we can start now. Hello, Miss Lydia. Thank you so much for your time today. We also appreciated your interview last time. It was very insightful. And so for the meeting today, we're basically only going to be talking or consulting. We're going to create like a small consultation session. After the interview from last time, we found out there are a few problems in the business that you faced that you've mentioned yourself too. So the first problem is the lack of human resources or specialized labor. In this time and day, there are many people who would have a job career that is focused more towards like technological or business that it's hard to find specialized labor for your business because it's such a niche
Yes.
industry. And also people who are kind of expert or like they know how to operate the machineries that you've mentioned last time too. And for the second problem is the lack of orders due to the effects of the pandemic. This was pretty much for a lot of business too, but it also affected your business that you mentioned last time, that how like the orders decrease even though right now the business is regrowing. But I think during this consultation session we're going to be talking about a few solutions that we might provide. So please feel free to give us feedback on our consultation session or if you like any of our solutions and etc. So first, we're going to be talking about the four pillars of your business: marketing, finance, human resource, and operations accordingly. So yes, let's move on to marketing first.
So for the marketing from our group, we think that you can use social media like Instagram, websites, etc. that will make the customer easier to check and buy your product. Because nowadays there are 99.15 million Instagram users in Indonesia. So this can be a more cost efficient and easier way to reach potential customers.
Yes, I think
Jadi,
you can let us know like what do you think about the marketing advice that we give.
Well, about the Instagram, I've tried before, but then the market here, very little people that use Instagram. Probably they use more on Facebook. So yeah, it could be the media too to use.
okay, for the second suggestion is in finance. As you mentioned, financially, the business is stable and the ones who's handling the finance is done personally by the CEO. So in the long
Mhm.
term, this might take longer. Our suggestion is to use various financial trackers to keep track of the finance easy. They can also create a finance team as the business grows bigger in the future.
Okay, I'll note it that.
Okay, so for the human resource, one of the problems that being mentioned by you during the interview is the lack of specialized employees. In the long run, it can be more efficient for the business if there are organizational departments with the head managers of each department. Everything will be in order. So, what do you think about our suggestions?
Well, I'll take in mind about that, and probably it could advance my company bigger with using the human resources. Um, and I think by using human resources department, probably I can arrange more people, and then I can have more people, an employee to come to my company. Then they can feel which employee they can use or probably not compatible.
Okay, and for the operations, overall, the business has clear operating standards. The employees are required to have weekly meetings to discuss the progress of the business. And with more communication and updates, will create a smoother operating system.
Sorry, can you repeat it again?
For the operation, overall, the business has clear operating standards, and more communication and update will create a smoother operating system.
Yes, sure.
Okay, for solution one, creating company website. Currently, the business has problem receiving order and having different type of marketing will be able to attract more customer from different platform. What do you think, Miss?
Yeah, it could probably make the company larger, and probably the area of the project and also the market could be bigger if I can use the website. So it's not only concentrate on this area. Probably I can reach from other area or maybe other province too. Sometimes now they get the project from outside the area, and then the money came from the Jakarta. Usually they came to this area, so probably the contractor also came from the Jakarta or other big cities.
For solution two, we were planning to have a HR training program or a small training program for new employees. Because you've mentioned, right, there are big machineries that it's quite hard to operate and they need a little
Right.
bit of field experience before getting to into the business. So let's say every year you have certain amount of employees coming in. Maybe you can hold like a week or 2 weeks training program for the new employees so they can have a small like stimulation experience on how it is to work under your company, and it might also help them get used to the missionaries or work on the field before they actually start their job. Usually these are done in many companies where they have small training programs so their laborers can be more specialized or more intellectual in that area or that industry. So that is our idea. Maybe you can create like an educational training program so the employees can get used to the working process before they start working.
Yeah, I think it's very insightful too. Probably I'll try that on the next year program because it's end of the year already. So I'll try for the next year then. It's very insightful.
And for the solution number three, it is to conduct more meetings. Currently, the business is having one meeting per week. And since the CEO is in charge of many aspects in the business, including the marketing, finance, and many more, having more meetings can increase the synergy within the team, and it can also be easier to identify and solve conflicts. It is also an easier way for the CEO to keep herself updated with the measures within the business.
Yes, sure. I'll keep it in mind.
Yes, overall in this consultation, we also try to target some problems that not only affects the business externally but also internally, so you can create more chemistry with the workers and also experience team building. And we hope that this consultation session has given you more ideas regarding on how to improve your business. But if you think that there are some ideas that are harder to implement, please let us know. We would like to see, and if you have any other problems, also please let us know because we would like to create more, provide more like advice from our side from the theoretical and technical point of view, even though we might not know much about the industry because it's a very specialized industry. Hopefully, we were able to be of help today. Thank you so much, Miss Lydia, for listening, and hopefully, we helped. Thank you.
Thank you for your advice, and thank you for coming to me for the advice. Hopefully, with your advice from the marketing, human resources, and also the operational thing, it could help makes my company bigger and maybe wider. For the next year, I'll keep it in mind. I'll try all the method, and then I'll keep it back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Hope all doing well.